Okay, good.
We're live.
Yay, we're live. Yay, yay, yay. Wellness Wednesday, conversations to raise vibrations. I get so excited. Elvira comes on in the studio and she's like, oh, these are the highlight of my week. And I have to say they are the absolute highlight of my week.
Oh,
I am
I
just,
adore you, sister. Yeah.
and I adore you. And I feel so incredibly blessed to be on this journey with you and to be doing
Yeah.
life with you. And oh my gosh, it's just amazing.
Mm.
So,
It's so beautiful. And I
right?
love when these beautiful women in the group engage and they're getting value from what we're sharing. And we just feel like,
Yeah.
we're connected to our dharma, our purpose, right? We know why we're brought here when we're able to have these conversations that spirit uses us to share messages. It's not about us. It's all about serving with our purpose. And people
Yep.
get it, and I see that, we're touching a few lives, and that is everything to me, Lisa. How about you?
Me too. Me too. And for those of you that are new to this page, we are so grateful you're here. Every Wednesday, Elvira and I go live and we do conversations to raise vibrations, because that is what this page is about, raising vibrations.
Mhm.
And as Elvira said, stepping into your purpose, your divine
Mm.
self, your true self, the person that
Mm.
resides within. And that's all about doing your inner work. And that's what we talk about. So
Exactly. Oh,
every week we talk about that. So if you're here with us, please let us know you're here. Hopefully you've given StreamYard permission to share your name with us. If not, just let us know who you are. If you're watching later, just hit hashtag replay. And just, you know what? I always like when people do a little, takeaway, what you took away from
mm.
today's session. So if you want
Yeah.
to, do that for us, let us know that these are serving you, because they serve us.
Yeah, it's selfish. It's very selfish. Yeah.
I'm serving myself, and I feel like this is such a great thing, and it's so needed. And believe it or
Mm.
not, every topic that we come up with every week has something to do with either something I've read in the group or I'm
Mhm.
feeling inspired to share. I get downloads from my guides. And this morning, this feels very inspired. No,
Mm.
like we are going to be talking. I just, you know what? I didn't even mean to do that. But we are talking about inspired action, inspired in
Mm.
spirit, inspired action,
Mm.
and taking the inspired action versus living in the fear, living in your
Mm.
ego.
Mhm.
Um, and I actually just wrote a blurb on it back to what is your coach's name? I've
AG
just
Morishita?
Yeah, he just
Yes,
sent
yes,
me
yes,
every day, and today he welcomed us to respond to
yeah,
the difference between intuition and fear.
yes,
And
yes.
and so I did. I responded to it, and I wrote this. Well, I think it was a beautiful response.
Your responses were always beautiful.
I think it was good. It came from spirit and it just kind of flowed out
Mhm,
of me. So I'm
mhm.
actually going to post that in the group tomorrow. But we can
Nice.
chat a little bit about it today. Taking inspired action. And so many women on this group have either private messaged me or written comments, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I
Mm,
should go. I don't know where do I even start? And it's about taking that, getting quiet, going within, taking inspired action
mm.
versus living from the fear. And trust me,
Yeah.
I know both and what they both feel like. And the
Oh,
fear
yeah.
piece, like it really, yeah, we all know that, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
feel good. And if you're looking at, I'm just going to say this, and I'll let you jump in, but this just came to me when you're talking like Abraham Hicks, right? Or anything to do with the law of attraction, just not Abraham Hicks, but when you are in that place of feeling good, you're
Mhm,
in alignment. When you're
mhm.
in that place of, oh God, you feel crappy, and then you start to feel the heart race, the heartbeat go, and then you start to feel your stomach is anxious or all of that, then you're living in fear. So
Mm.
you need to kind of get out of that quickly.
Yeah.
Otherwise it just snowballs into the next day, the next day, the next day, until you're just living in that. And you're just attracting more of it. So
Mm. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that is what
Thank
we're going to
you.
talk about today.
Thank
So
you.
let's go.
Yeah. So that, yeah, I got that thing from AG as well today. And he says, what's the difference? How do you tell the difference between intuition, so spirit,
Yeah,
versus fear, which is
yeah,
ego? right? Fear and
Yeah.
ego, same coin, different sides, right?
Yeah.
And so I answered with intuition feels light and right. Fear or ego feels heavy and scary. Like
Yeah.
you feel kind of out of control. So that's how I responded to that question. Yeah.
I love
And
it.
he actually, yeah, yeah. And so I talk about, are you in inspired action or are you in ego action?
Yeah.
Because we can take action, but it's based from fear and ego and not our aligned self. And shit happens. And that's, in our system with the Love Your Vibe transformation, we call that being a crap magnet, where you're
Yeah.
acting from fear and ego and you're in a low vibration. And guess what? You're going to attract crap. You are a
Yeah.
crap magnet, right?
Yeah.
And it's your choice. And then you can choose to transform and live as your authentic self, your higher self, your spirit self, your intuitive self, divine self, however you want to look at it. And
Yeah.
when you make decisions and take action based on that person that you truly are, because
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
both know we're all divine, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't believe that, and that's why they make crappy decisions and attract crap. But when we're
Mhm.
living in that alignment where we're taking inspired action in spirit, right? Like you said, it's not coming from us, it's coming through us.
Mhm.
And this is what we do as coaches and healers. We help people to get into that place. Like
Yeah.
when I work with my clients one-on-one, it's about getting into that space where they are
Yes.
their higher self, and I ask them questions based on what their higher self would say, what their soul is telling them, as
Yeah.
opposed to just talking off the cuff, and maybe it's ego coming out, protecting them, wanting to look
Yes.
good, afraid to look
Yes.
bad. So when we make decisions in that inspired action place, that inspired self, good things come out of that. And we
Yes.
feel light and we feel right. That's how we
Yes.
know we're in alignment, right? Does that make
Yes.
sense?
I love it.
Mm,
Absolutely. 100%. I like
mm.
that. Light and right.
Light and
And
right. Yeah.
yeah, I kind of described that fear as I felt like I was, being sucked under the water, like that current is pulling me down.
Mm,
And you
yeah.
go further down and further down.
Ooh, I
Like
got
I said,
chills. Yeah.
yeah, it's until
Yeah.
your whole physiology changes, right? And
Yeah.
then, like I said, like you said, it's choice. You can either get up and say, no, today is going to be a different day. So let's talk
Yeah.
a little bit about how to do this, because this is
Yeah.
great that we're talking about this, but there are real people I had a conversation with a woman from this page, beautiful woman, the other night, and I gave her some tips on how to start to do
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
how to get into that inspired place to be able to, because as
Yeah.
long as we're in fear, this is what else I want to say, as long as we're sitting in that fear place, right? How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to move ahead? As long as we're sitting in there, spirit can't help you.
No,
And that's just, that's what we think. We think we're in there like, oh my God, somebody help me. Somebody help. It
yeah.
doesn't work like that.
Doesn't
You've
work
got
that
to
way.
feel
Oh,
a little bit of an opening, right? Just
yeah.
open your heart a little bit for spirit to shine that light
Mm.
in you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um, that's how I look at it anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think, in order for us we want to help these women on this page, let's just talk
Mhm.
a little bit about how. So maybe some tools that have helped you, because I know you went through shit in your life,
Oh,
right?
major.
I we Otherwise we wouldn't be here. That's the
No, we
like
wouldn't be the lights if we haven't been to the dark, right? The gift of
exactly.
contrast, right?
Exactly, and
Yeah,
we've said this over and over and over again. Everything that is happening for you,
for you,
to
not
you,
to you.
right? And it's helping you to
Yeah,
hopefully one day turn around and help somebody else.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
we
for
have to. I
sure.
mean, this earth is a schoolroom. We're here to learn. We're here to grow.
Yeah,
It means painful growing. We don't grow
yeah,
when everything's hunky dory and fine and everything's
for
moving. That's
sure.
not how we grow. We grow
Yeah.
when we're in the shit of things.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
yeah,
And that being said, Lisa, I just feel like I need to jump in because my
yeah,
team and I are really adamant on this because the Love Your Vibe transformation is essentially these small containers where everyone feels safe, seen, celebrated, and supported because we believe those are incubators for healing and growth to greatness. And we also have to be sensitive to some of the stuff that the law of attraction says might be a little bit challenging for people that have been marginalized, they've, been racialized, that they feel on the outskirts of things, because that's just like, for example, Black people or LGBTQ people, or, whatever. So I think there's a bit of white privilege in us saying things happen for you, not to you, because we're white women, and it is easier for us. So there are some people that do struggle with that statement, and it's a little triggering. It's like, well, you know what? I didn't ask for all of this. I didn't ask, the indigenous people, like, I didn't ask for all of this. So we got to balance it out, and we're still trying to figure out how to balance it out properly.
Yeah.
But I believe that no matter who you are, no matter what you've gone through, if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and you've
Yeah.
hit a point where life just isn't working anymore, consider taking on some of these new mindsets and trying it on like a coat, and see
Yeah.
if it fits better. And if it does, then follow it.
Yeah.
But if you're in a position where you're like, nope, I've been treated this way, and this is wrong, and I'm going to fight and become an advocate for Black Lives Matter or whatever, like, and I'm an advocate for Black Lives Matter too, but let's just say someone is stuck and doesn't really want to move beyond this, wants to heal and wants to be there for a while. We have to respect that too, right? This
Absolutely.
conversation is for people that are willing to move forward and would like some of our teachings and tools in order
Yes.
to do it, because they don't know how to do it. So I just wanted to kind of put a disclaimer there for that.
Yes.
And I probably didn't even state it all properly the way my beautiful team would. Like, Eleanor Hayward is huge, advocate and ally, and in so many different areas. And so is Jennifer Hawkins. They're my two lead miracle mindset mentors. But I'm learning. I'm learning as I'm going along, and I might say things wrong, and I want you to correct me if I've said anything wrong in the comments. But this is my understanding. We need to be compassionate to those that have had it rougher than us, because we do have white privilege, but also be ready to help those that are really ready to shift, no matter who they are. Here's some teachings, here's some tools, here's some healing, for you if you want to move on. So
Yes.
does that make sense, Lisa?
You know what? I'm so grateful that you said that. I really am, because as a coach, I think it's always, I don't necessarily, well, sometimes I do struggle with it. I struggle with, you want to be in that place to acknowledge where the person is, and
Yeah.
say, it's okay. It's really, you know what? Wow.
Yeah.
And that must have been really hard, validate
Yeah.
where they are,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
nothing worse. I've been through there. There's nothing worse than not being validated.
Yeah,
For
exactly. Exactly.
You need to be validated. So I love that you've said that on so many levels, right? I mean, I think that's
Thank you,
important.
Lisa. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And like you said, we are all learning, right?
Yeah, we're all
Thank God,
learning.
thank God so many of these issues have been brought to the forefront in the media.
Yes.
Because we
Oh,
need to learn. We need to, yes, thank
yes.
God.
We need to do better. And I'm getting chills as you say that. Yeah. Yeah.
100% we need to do
Yeah.
better. I agree. And what I want to say to that is, I like that you said that this is for people that do want to move forward.
Yeah. When they're ready, we're
Means
here.
tired. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know what? We all need to get to that point. Listen, I played a victim in my life after my marriage broke down. I played the victim for a long time before I woke up and said, holy
Yeah.
shit, and I'm the one, I need to do something, because no one else is coming in to do it for me. So I need to do it.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it takes a while till you get to that point.
Yeah.
But if you're there and you're ready to move,
That's it.
applaud you. Yeah, I applaud you.
Yeah.
And once you say, I'm ready, to the universe, man,
Yes.
things start to shift in big time.
You
Especially in those
punch a hole in the universe when you decide,
You
right?
know
That's
what?
what
You
AG
really
teaches us. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so true. You really do. And
Yeah.
it really, things start to move and shift as soon as you say that, because
Yeah.
the energy behind it is like, okay, get out of the way. We're ready. We're ready to do the inner work. We're ready to heal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
Oh.
universe is always on our side, right? They just kind of
Oh.
sit back and wait. We'll
Amen.
wait. And there is no judgment for where
No
anybody is.
judgment. No
None.
judgment whatsoever. Yeah, yeah. Oh my
So
God.
yeah, we're
I
all
love what you just said, Lisa. And I just got a little I get these little downloads that are rhyming, so it's like I'm an artist, right? I'm a musician. So I'm thinking that I have to start writing some music based on these rhymes, but what you just said is the universe is on our side, and I got the universe is on our side when we decide.
yeah,
When we decide that we're better than whatever our situation is, that we want to tear the kick me sign off our back, the
yeah,
universe has our back, right? It's on our side when we decide. Isn't that cool? I got to write that down. Okay.
right.
Yeah, okay, I'll write it later. But no, it's true, Lisa. And when you say, how do you get started? That's
Yeah,
the answer right there. You decide that you're better than whatever your situation is. In the
yes,
Love Your Vibe transformation, we call it your IBTT moment.
yeah,
I'm better than this.
yeah,
I'm going to tear the kick me sign off my back. I don't want to be a victim anymore. For me, it was that moment of surrender where I realized I'm being bullied at work and I'm a piece of crap at work. I'm being bullied socially. I'm a piece of crap socially. This has been happening for 2 years where I have depression, anxiety, and panic disorder. And at my rock bottom, suicidal ideation. But look, I've got two fingers pointing at these people, making them bad, making them wrong. I'm the victim. Well, I realized if I'm if it's happening in two different areas of my life, who's the
yeah,
common denominator?
yeah,
Me. And
yeah,
that's when I was divinely gifted with Love Your Vibe was tear the kick me sign off your back. You're
yeah,
better than this, right? And I went through it for a reason. So now I get to show others that they can leave victimhood behind.
yeah,
They can leave crap magnethood behind. They can
yeah,
leave depression, anxiety, and panic behind simply with a decision to say, I'm better than this. So
yeah,
that would be my start is just inviting people, women on this group to say, I'm better than my situation. I'm better
yes,
than being dumped by my husband who went to the younger woman. I'm better than being bullied by, my boss. I'm better than, this alcohol dependency that I have. I'm better than all the drama that's happening in my life. Like you just have to decide you're better than. Then the
yes,
universe gives you the ways to help you. And it could
yes,
be through healing with you. It could be through, doing the Love Your Vibe transformation with me, or there's a multitude of women in this group that have their programs as well.
yeah,
That's what you have to do. Just decide you're better than your
yeah,
situation.
yes. And I think that's right. And I think that's what happened to me sitting in 22. My daughter's 22. So 21 years ago, sitting in a basement apartment, playing the oh woe is me card, playing the victim, would talk to anybody and tell anybody, about my situation. My husband was abusive, narcissist, blah, 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 blah. Such an old story.
Mm, yeah.
And I don't know. Aha, woke me up. The Secret woke me up
Yeah.
like that game, that book. And it was just well marketed. And at that time, it was what I needed. And it was like smack over the head. That was my aha. And I decided
Hmm.
that
Wow. I
I'm
got
in charge of
chills.
my life. Yeah, it
Yes.
was an
You're a
awakening.
sovereign being. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And honestly, that's the inspired action, right? Like then
Mm,
once you decide, then you start to take back your power, take back
mm.
inspired action. And this morning, I was just going through cards this morning, and I have my archangel cards, and I pulled this one this morning. So this seems very fitting,
Mm. Beautiful. Take back your power. Oh my God, how perfect is that? That's what you
right?
pulled this morning?
This morning I pulled that
That's
card.
you can't make this shit up. This is what I tell my team. We pull cards all the time. You can't make this shit up. Spirit
Because
is
never
definitely
lies.
guiding
Like,
you. Yeah.
never lies. And the best part about it is as I'm holding them, it literally fell onto my lap. Hmm. So
Lisa,
yeah,
you're so
that's
connected. You are so
I
connected.
that's the best part. And use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life.
Wow.
Use your God-given power and intention to
Yeah.
manifest those incredible blessings in your life.
That's so
That's
beautiful, Lisa.
it's
Oh.
it really we have no idea how powerful we are, but we need to
Mm,
tap into that
yeah.
inspired action to get those downloads that I got
Yes.
this morning
Yes.
and to really be open to receiving. That's the key. We want to be
Yeah.
open to receiving. So how do we do this? Well, I mean, there's so many different ways, right?
Mhm.
And for me, every single day, I have to be in a state of meditation.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
start my day with meditation. I do start my day with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this day. And we talked about this on another um,
Yeah.
Wednesdays and being in that state of gratitude every single day,
Yes.
no matter what has
I
happened.
live in gratitude. Good, bad,
Yes.
I'm grateful for it all. Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Like yesterday, kind of had it was an okay, it started out great, and then it kind of went, I felt fear in the day and I felt some anxiety. And I kind of sat with it and I thought, whose is this? Is this mine? I did the whole,
Mm.
like I journaled about it. It came out actually while I was journaling. It was an old limiting belief. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. That's not mine. But that was through doing my work. I still have to do the work. And then
Yeah.
so when I got up this morning, I thought, no, today's a great day. Today's a new day. I am so
Mm.
grateful for this day, right? Because it's a new day. It's a chance to begin again every single day. I have the option of staying in the same space where I was yesterday, feeling the fear and anxiety, or I have an option of getting up and saying, today's a different day. It's a new day. Wow, it's a great
Mm.
day. I get to create. I get to be with Elvira. I get to be with my group. It's a new day. It's amazing. So,
Oh, love
that's one
that.
thing I do every morning is my gratitude,
Yeah.
my journaling, and my meditation. That is how I keep my heart open every
Nice.
single day. And I talk to my guides
Nice.
every day. So,
Yeah.
like what do you do for to make sure that you're in that alignment of
Yeah.
receiving the inspired
Yeah, yeah.
action?
Well, Lisa, thank you for sharing that. And honestly, you've been talking this whole time and I've just been getting chills because you're speaking truth, right? When I get chills, someone is speaking their truth. That's how I get to be a good coach because
Yeah,
I can pick up bullshit in people and no, that's not your truth,
yeah,
but when they speak their truth, I feel it in my body and I reflect it to them. And this
yeah,
is why it's great to work with someone. But I really feel that how I stay in my zone, and I call it my VAP, and this is what it's called in the Love Your Vibe transformation. Your vibration of authentic power. Right.
yeah,
So authentic is power that's coming from spirit, source,
yeah,
God, universe, whatever you believe in. So when you live in that zone, you are a channel for good. You are a channel for peace. You're a channel for love. You're a channel for joy. You're a channel for gratitude. Right. So I teach
yes,
people how to live in that zone. So I
yeah,
literally walk and talk it every day. It's become
yes,
such a part of me, Lisa, that I've become unconsciously competent at it. I don't even
yeah,
think about it. It's just who I
yeah,
am. At the
yes,
beginning, I was unconsciously incompetent. Like I didn't
yeah,
know that I didn't know. Then I became consciously incompetent. I realized, oh my God, I don't really do this that well, but I'm aware that I'm not doing it that well. Then I became consciously competent where I was doing it well and I knew why I was doing it well. Like
yeah,
I got to live in that place. But now I've gotten to the point where I don't even do anything. Well, it feels like I'm not doing anything, but it's become so much a part of me to love my vibe, to be in living in this zone that I just do it unconsciously. It's like
yeah,
driving a car. You don't even think about, hey, I'm going to now do this and that, put my foot on the brake. I do it unconsciously. So I got to tell you that yeah, in the system, we teach people how to live in this zone. And it's all about, gratitude, definitely one of the big things, meditation, where you're able to listen to your higher self, right? Because I think we probably said this before, but forgive me if I'm repeating. But when we pray, they say it's when we talk to our higher power, God,
mhm,
spirit, source, whatever you believe. But when we meditate, it's
yeah,
our higher power, higher
yes,
self. It's our
yep,
higher, talking to us. So
yes,
that's the voice of our soul. So when
yes,
we get quiet in meditation, we can actually hear our soul. And
yes,
sometimes our soul can be very quiet at the beginning. My soul's gotten so loud, it overcomes the voice of my ego. That's how
yeah,
loud my soul's gotten,
yeah,
right? Over the years, because I've been doing this work for a while. But it's not to say my life's perfect, but I like to say that life's going to happen, shit's going to happen, but it's how long do you want to stay in the low vibration of fear or
yes,
whatever, right? It's, have the tools that you can shift out of it as soon as you're ready. Like don't
yes,
spiritually bypass. Feel your feelings, journal about them. I love that you
yes,
journal all the time. Journal about them, but then decide to shift when you're
yes,
ready, when you've processed and you're like, okay, this emotion showed me something. This trigger showed me something. I went through a huge trigger yesterday with this woman that's part of my coaching group
yeah,
and oh my God, I was so triggered. And then I realized, okay, okay, thank you. Thank you for showing me what is still unhealed in me. It's because like we're
Yes.
always doing more work, right? And I got to let go of something that didn't serve me anymore. And it
Right.
was old limited thinking that, oh my
Yeah.
God, is that who I am? No, I'm
Yeah.
actually this, right? So it's
Yes.
like we got to be grateful for the triggers, but the idea is to process the triggers and get back into your zone as soon as you're able to, right? So you do it your way, I do it my way, and we know that we are connected to spirit, source,
Yeah.
God, and we're channels. And that's why these conversations are so fluid. I don't think one iota what I'm about to say. I just open my mouth and speak. And
I
I know you
know.
do the same.
Yeah.
And it just turns out the way it's meant to, and there's at least one soul that's meant to be touched, even if they don't make a comment in our comments, they're touched by it and they're supported and they move on because we are light and shadow workers, right? We help people heal their shadows, move towards the light. And we're here to shine bright to show others what's possible for them as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Does that
I
does that kind of answer your question?
I
How I
love
do it?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. You were just touching on as coaches. Your you love your vibe, and I have my mindset coaching and intuitive energy healing for people. And within that, when you work, this is why it's so important to work with somebody because then you actually are given so many a plethora of tools
Yes.
to help you because, like you said life we're here life is going to happen shit's going to happen
Triggers
but
are going to happen. Yeah.
that's I
Yeah.
mean just because you've had this breakthrough with a coach or whatever it is you've had doesn't mean life I don't like calling that breakthrough to be honest because
Yeah.
it's a breakthrough in the sense that you've broken through to the light, to your
Yeah.
inner truth, and you're now listening to your inner truth. That's what I
Right.
say to my clients when I talk about a
Right.
breakthrough.
Yeah.
It's really you're breaking through and allowing the light into
Oh,
your
that's so
inner being,
beautiful. Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
because that's what it is. Shit's going to happen, but now you've got the tools at your
Mhm.
fingertips
Yeah.
quickly transition out of that space, out of that fear-based
Yes.
into inspired action, right?
Yes.
Rather than staying there. Because let's face it, when we were going through our shit, I didn't have tools necessarily. I didn't even know what to do. But
Yeah.
now, like you said, it's become so second nature that, of course, like I knew yesterday, I'm going to feel what I'm feeling,
Yeah.
process it, and I'm going to move through it. Because
Exactly.
I'm gonna stay. I'm not going to stay where I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a miracle magnet. I'm not a crap magnet.
Yeah, exactly. You are totally a miracle
I'm
magnet.
right? And I know that this is where I'm meant to be, and I'm meant to be hopefully inspiring others and guiding others to your light that already resides within you.
Yeah. Oh,
It
I love
already is
that.
there within you. So time to
Oh,
take back your power, ladies. Time to take
yes.
back your
Take back your
power.
power.
Step into that divine truth of who you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Just be present
And
with it.
yes. And call you, to have a conversation about,
Yeah.
what you can do, like you do complimentary calls, I do complimentary calls.
Yes.
If someone is struggling, they don't have to struggle alone. They can get
Yes.
some guidance from spirit through us, right? Because
Yes.
we are divine channels, right? And
Yes.
all of us can do this. It's a question of
Yes.
whether we choose to do it or not, right?
Yes.
Like everybody is psychic. Some people choose to develop that skill. It's like a muscle and
Yeah.
others don't, but we can do everything. And that's, we just choose to do that which speaks most to us, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love this. And you said miracle magnet. I just, I'm gonna throw something out. When you become a miracle magnet, when you start living up here in your zone of genius and joy and gratitude and fun and laughter and all those high vibration things, you
Yes.
literally do vibrate differently and you
Yes.
get things. And it's like, where did that come from? Like, for example, gonna maybe brag a little bit, but it's really to prove this point. I just won Best Life Coach in the gold category in Mississauga, according to Mississauga Reader's Choice. Okay. Like, God knows who nominated me, but someone did last year. I won it last year and I won it again this year. It's like, how does this happen? Right. But it's like, I'm living in my zone and and
Yeah.
and I'm aligned. And it's like the universe is saying, Elvira, you're aligned and we're
Yeah.
gonna thank you. And we're giving you this award. And then the other wild one was I have this new jazz band. So I've been a jazz singer for 8 years professionally. And last year, right before COVID hit, I created another jazz band because my first partner told me he was moving to New York. So I said, I need another partner. So I connected with this amazing musician, Mark Diatel. He's like a guitar virtuoso. We got together. We made a video, and literally it was our first jam, and it sounded so good because like he'd practiced my music. He came over to my place. Literally our first time together, it just sounded like we'd rehearsed for a long, long time
Yeah.
because it was divinely guided, right?
Yeah.
Like we were just, channels of music. And so I said, Mark, that sounded really good. Let's get my husband to record us. And I put it up on Instagram. Well, didn't the mayor of our city, Mississauga, say, what an incredible duo, best wishes. And then we're like, what? Like we literally just got together. We're an incredible duo. So it was a sign again from the universe that we were aligned and we
Yeah.
were doing the right thing. And literally 2 weeks later, she invited us to do her 60th private birthday party gig. It was
Right.
our first gig. And then COVID hit. And
Yeah.
then just last week, we won Best Band, Diamond, very top band in Mississauga.
Yeah.
Like we did one gig and we won best band.
Yeah.
Why do I laugh? Because it just shows me I'm not that great, but I'm in alignment. And that's what the universe
Inspired
does.
action.
Yeah.
Inspired action. That's
Yeah.
it. This is
That's
what we're
it. That's
talking
it.
about here.
Yeah. So
I
be
mean,
a miracle magnet. Be an
yes,
inspired action. Yeah.
yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So another fantastic conversation today.
Oh,
Can you believe we're already at a half an hour, and I
okay.
like to respect everybody's time, as I say. So, if there's anyone this has served, please post a comment. Let us know. We're hoping that we've helped you. And like Elvira said, if you want a free conversation, please hook us up. Let us know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
we can help you moving forward. But
Yeah.
until next week, we love you all. And we'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Lisa.